Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible moments in history that changed our world forever. After World War II, Germany was left in ruins. The victorious Allies divided the nation into 4 zones: American, British, French, and Soviet. By 1949, growing tension between the Soviet Union and the West created 2 countries: West Germany, democratic, and East Germany, communist. Berlin, the capital, was split too, but people could still move freely between East and West. For now, as life under communist rule worsened, millions of East Germans fled westward, desperate for freedom and a better future. The East German government saw this mass escape as a humiliation and a direct threat to its survival. Backed by Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev, East Germany decided to take drastic action to stop its people from leaving. On August 13, 1961, East German troops moved in under the cover of night. Construction on a massive barrier had begun. Within hours, barbed wire and concrete sliced through the city, dividing families, friends, and an entire nation. The Berlin Wall was born, a brutal symbol of the Cold War's division between East and West. Overnight, loved ones were trapped on opposite sides. The emotional scars would last for generations. Guards were ordered to shoot anyone trying to escape. The price of freedom became life itself. More than 140 people would die attempting to cross the wall before it finally fell. In 1963, U.S. President John F. Kennedy stood before the wall and declared proudly, "Ich bin ein Berliner." For nearly 3 decades, the wall stood, cold, gray, and unyielding, a daily reminder of oppression. Visiting a relative across the border required endless paperwork, official permission, and weeks of waiting. Checkpoint Charlie became the front line of the Cold War, where American and Soviet tanks once faced each other down. But by the 1980s, cracks began forming in the Iron Curtain. People across Eastern Europe started to rise. Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev introduced reforms, glasnost and perestroika, loosening Moscow's iron grip. In East Germany, hope returned. Citizens whispered that maybe, just maybe, change was near. By 1989, peaceful protests filled the streets of Leipzig. The people demanded freedom. The regime tried to silence them, but each crackdown only made the crowds larger and louder. Then Hungary opened its border with Austria, and East Germans fled by the tens of thousands toward the west. Embassies overflowed with desperate refugees, pleading for escape from a crumbling regime. East German leaders met in panic, realizing they could no longer control their own people. On November 9, 1989, government spokesman Gunter Schabowski made a fateful mistake. He announced that citizens could travel freely, effective immediately. The news spread instantly. People couldn't believe it. Could the border really be open? By nightfall, thousands gathered at the checkpoints, demanding to cross into West Berlin. The guards had no clear orders. Outnumbered and overwhelmed, they made a life-changing decision. They opened the gates. At 10:45 p.m., Berliners poured through the checkpoints. Laughter, tears, and joy filled the air. Soon, thousands climbed atop the wall, waving flags, singing, and celebrating freedom under the night sky. With hammers and chisels, people began tearing down the wall piece by piece. History was being broken apart. Families embraced for the first time in decades. Tears of joy replaced years of pain. The city transformed into a massive street party. Music, laughter, and fireworks echoed through Berlin. Cameras from around the world captured the moment. The fall of the wall became the defining image of the century. For the first time, East met West without fear, without barriers, just humanity reunited. Even world leaders were stunned. The Berlin Wall's fall came faster than anyone imagined. One by one, communist regimes across Eastern Europe began to collapse. The domino effect had begun. On December 22, 1989, the Brandenburg Gate reopened, a powerful symbol of unity. By 1990, the wall was being dismantled officially. Freedom had triumphed over tyranny. Pieces of the wall became prized relics, colorful fragments of a gray past. On October 3, 1990, Germany was finally reunified after 45 years of division. Berlin rose again, modern, united, and determined never to be divided. Today, parts of the wall still stand. reminding us of both oppression and the courage that ended it. The Berlin Wall fell not through violence, but through the unstoppable will of ordinary people. Its fall marked the beginning of the end for the Cold War and the dawn of a new world. The divisions that once defined a generation began to heal, slowly but surely. From rubble to rebirth, Berlin became a symbol of hope, resilience, and renewal. The fall of the Berlin Wall wasn't just Germany's victory, it was a victory for all humanity. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories that shaped our world.